Welcome back to the channel. Today we are celebrating something that most of us carry in our pockets every single day, a camera. Today is National Camera Day and I thought instead of talking only about camera specifications or photography techniques, let's have a conversation about something much bigger. How cameras have changed the way we remember our lives. Because honestly, a camera doesn't just capture faces, it captures feelings. It freezes time. And sometimes it reminds us who we used to be. Think about this. When was the last time you scrolled through old photographs, maybe childhood pictures, school memories, college graduation, your first office, a family vacation, a birthday, or maybe a random sunset that looked too beautiful to ignore? Suddenly, you aren't just looking at a photograph, you are traveling back in time. And that's the magic of photography. Cameras existed long before smartphones, believe it or not. Thousands of years ago, people noticed something fascinating. If light entered a dark room through a tiny hole, an upside down image appeared on the opposite wall. And this was called the camera obscura. It wasn't taking pictures yet, but it explained how light creates images. Imagine discovering that without electricity. The first photograph has a history because fast forward to the 1820s, a French inventor named Nicephore Nippes created what is considered the first permanent photograph. The exposure reportedly took hours. So can you imagine asking someone to smile for 8 hours? Well, today's selfies suddenly seem much easier. Photography became accessible. Then companies like Kodak made photography affordable. George Eastman famously encouraged everyone with this slogan. You press the button, we do the rest. Photography was no longer only for scientists or artists. Families began documenting birthdays, weddings, festivals, children growing up. History slowly moved into the family albums and digital cameras changed everything, and then came digital cameras. No film rolls, no waiting for prints, no wonder if every picture come out blurry. And today, most of us have cameras more powerful than professional equipment from just a few decades ago. Inside are smartphones. Pretty amazing, isn't it? But here's something interesting. Having more cameras doesn't automatically mean we are creating better memories. Sometimes we become so busy recording life that we forget to actually live it. Have you ever attended a concert where everyone watched through their phone screens? Well, sometimes I think the memory in our hearts is even more valuable than the memory card. But cameras teach observation. Photography teaches one beautiful lesson: slow down. Look carefully. Notice details. The tiny flower beside the road, morning sunlight through your window, raindrops on leaves, the smile of someone you love. Photography isn't only about expensive equipment, it's about attention. Good photographers notice what everyone else walks past. And honestly, great storytellers do exactly the same thing. Photography and storytelling, as someone who loves writing, I think every photography tells a story. And there's a connection because who took it and why? And what happened before that moment and what happened afterwards? Sometimes one photograph can inspire an entire novel, a single expression, an empty chair, an old building, a rainy street. Every image asks a question and writers answer it with stories. So there is a connection between stories and photography. Since the day is going on, I really want you to take a little challenge, a fun and little challenge for you. So take one photograph today, not 50, not 500, just one, but make it meaningful. Photograph something that represents today. Maybe your workspace, your favorite coffee, your pet, a family member, the evening sky, or simply yourself. Years later, you will be grateful you did. Photography doesn't need perfection. One thing social media sometimes teaches, it's perfection. Perfect lighting, perfect outfits, perfect vacations, perfect edits. But real life isn't always perfect. Some of the most emotional photographs are imperfect. They are blurry, unexpected, completely unplanned. Yet they are unforgettable. So life isn't always polished, and neither are memories. Scrapbooks still matter. So here's another idea: print your photograph. Yes, an actual printed photograph, and create a scrapbook. Write a little notes beside each picture. One day those albums may become family treasures. Technology changes, hard drives fail, phones get replaced, but holding a printed photograph feels different because it has weight, it has presence, it feels real. So photography as mindfulness, photography is a kind of a meditation. To go for a walk without rushing. Notice colors, patterns, textures, clouds, reflections, and instead of asking what should I photograph, ask what am I noticing today? That's mindfulness through photography. So there's a connection between photography and mindfulness. Okay, so cameras connect generations also. So have you ever looked at your grandparents' photographs, black and white pictures, old family portraits, traditional clothes, different hairstyles, different buildings, different lives? Yet the emotions remain exactly the same because it's love, hope, family, friendship, and dreams. Photography reminds us that although generations change, human emotions stay beautifully familiar. And camera brands that shaped photography are many. And today we have incredible brands like Canon, Nikon, Sony, Fujifilm, GoPro, each offering unique ways to tell stories through images. And once you have taken those pictures, editing tools like Adobe Photoshop and Lightroom help photographers bring their creative vision to life. And these tools are impressive. But remember, the eye behind the camera matters even more because there's a thought that life moves fast and we really need to capture moments, become tomorrow's precious memories. Your lunch with your family, your workspace, your neighborhood, your parents laughing, your pet sleeping. One day these ordinary photographs may become priceless. So don't wait for extraordinary moments, capture ordinary life because ordinary life is often extraordinary in disguise. So before we end, I would love to know what is your favorite photograph you have ever taken or which picture means the most to you. Tell me in the comments and let's celebrate National Camera Day together. If you enjoyed today's conversation, don't forget to like, subscribe and share this video with someone who loves photography. Keep observing, keep creating, keep telling stories, and remember, every picture has a story and every story begins with someone choosing to look a little closer. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, keep smiling, keep clicking beautiful memories, and I'll see you in the next episode. Happy National Camera Day.